This is strange music. That's what's up, yeah. How you do that there? How you do that there? How you do that there? How you do that there?
It's your boy Sermon, thesermonsdomain.com. We're here with the homie Young Bleed. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on with it, man? We out here in Seattle, Washington, man, on the road, promoting a new record preserved in stores, you know what I mean, everywhere, all the Best Buys, the FYEs, you know what I mean? New book, too, called The Making of Preserve, man, on Amazon.com and Lulu.com as well. But we also, you know, first and foremost, promoting the Lost Cities tour with Tech Nine, Chris Calico, J-Rock, you know what I mean? Cut Calhoun, on the homeboy Flawless from out of Atlanta. So, yeah, man, we out here doing big things, man. That's what it is.
So you signed with Strange Music in June, and then you released the album in October. It kind of seemed like a quick turnaround. Did you already have the album done before you signed? Or?
Well, actually, I signed like last year with Strange, actually. So, yeah, I finished up that record, you know, sometime right before the release of it. Yeah.
So what was the process like for creating this album, as like opposed to like your past albums?
It's always the same thing for me, you know what I mean? Time capsule-wise, I just capture, you know, where I've been, you know, since the last record on to where I'm at now. So, you know, it's day-to-day life with me. I just document it, man. So, yeah, you know, I had a chance to work with a few folks, you know, I always wanted to work with. Tech Nine, of course, Brother Lynch Young, you know, Juvenile, my homie Lit Witness, so on and so forth, man. So, yeah, same creative process, man. Just, you know, find the right chemistry of people, right chemistry of music and vocals, and mix it all together, see what you come up with, man. What I was really trying to capture was more so some of the 90s sound, you know, the 90s era, you know, as far as gangster rap, reality, however you want to look at it, that era into this new era, you know what I mean? You know, call it all one thing, you know, which I call the album Preserve, and that's what I'm saying, you know, all in a nutshell. So, yeah, basically that, you know.
So what made you, like, over the years, you know, you've been in the game for over a decade, what made you want to keep, like, the same style over the years? Because a lot of artists, you know, they develop different styles, but you've kept the same, you know, southern style that you've had.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just really basically being myself. For one, you know what I mean, I really been outside of my box, you know, something I always been doing, so it's kind of, you know, kind of hereditary in that sense of the word, you know, it's just something that's in me. You know what I mean? So, and I wouldn't say, I mean, that it's just one style. I display several different styles, you know, depending on the beat and what the track is. So, it's always a continuation for me. You know, I ain't never wrote the same rap twice. You never heard me do a mixtape or nothing. It's a repeat process. So, it's always same but new creative genius every time I sit and do an album, you know what I mean? So, yeah, basically that, man.
So do you find it at all hard to relate to all the change that's gone on in the game since the 90s?
Nah, like I said, I mean, it's just a constant cycle. I mean, there's always going to be, you know, the next generation is always going to be new things. So, but the new things root from the old things, you know what I mean? Just like a tree. It's always going to be, you know, in fall, the leaves fall, you know what I mean? Then you grow new leaves in the spring. So that's, you know, that's a constant life cycle. So I adapt to it, you know what I mean? Yeah, something old, something new, man.
So on Preserve, I noticed you didn't work with, you know, too many artists. You had about a couple of features on there. You know, why did you choose not to have that many features?
Actually, I reached out to, you know, a few other artists, Strange in particular, and just didn't have the time and place to finish a lot of records. So, you know, when it was time for me to turn in the records, you know what I mean, I turned in the record. So that's all it is, yeah.
Okay, so you worked with Juvenile on this album, and I know you worked on them with him in your last album in 2007. Like, tell me about the first time that you met Juvenile.
Actually, about 5, 7 or so years back, man. Really before the hurricane. I really had some family. I have a god sister that was a good friend with a friend of his, one of his manager guys or something like that. A guy by the name of Ari, a good friend of mine from out of New Orleans. So you know, they actually put our connection together. You know, naturally he was working with Juvie. She knew Juvie, and then, you know, he found out that I was her, you know, god brother. So, Juve had a show or something out in Baton Rouge, and, you know, he came together, and I went to his show. We met for the first time. And, of course, I always talked about working together, so naturally, about a year or so after that, he come to Dallas, Texas on tour. I was living in Dallas for about the last 6 or 7 years. So I had a chance to reconnect with him in Dallas. Got in the studio the next day and recorded a song that's on the new record, Preserve.
Yeah,
but I had a friend by the name of JD from Baton Rouge that was, a #1 artist, you know what I mean, at the time. And he, and a #1 producer for that matter. I was doing a lot of work with Juve and a lot of guys out of New Orleans. So the first time we was able to get on the track, we really didn't meet each other. We just ended up on the same record. But I ended up releasing on my record, you know what I mean? I ended up having a record. So, yeah, that's what that was, man. But yeah, it's a good friend and family, my home Juve, you know what I mean?
What's it like working with him in the studio?
Man, he pretty much how you hear Juve on the record. He rap like that, walk like that, talk like that. So, we did what we did, man, smoked, had a good time, you know what I mean? Put the track on, he loved the track. Really, when I heard that track, I felt like it was a Juvenile kind of bass track, but kind of old, old Cash Money.
Yeah.
Or that New Orleans kind of sound. So, I heard his voice on it in particular. It was actually produced by a friend of mine by the name of YK from out of Grim Music in Little Rock, Arkansas. We was all part of a record company called 501 Records based out of Dallas, Texas, but really an Arkansas-based record company. That was ran by Reggie Swinton. They used to play on wide receiver and kickoff return for the Dallas Cowboys when Deion Sanders played, and Emmitt Smith, that era, Troy Aikman was a good friend of mine, and I owned a record company in Dallas at the time, and all of us was under the same umbrella. So yeah, that's how that pretty much come together, man. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been signed to Strange Music for a while. What have you learned from, being under Tech and Trap?
Same basic essentials, man. I like how they run their operation. Everything is tick for tack, top to bottom, bottom to top, you know what I mean? And everybody have a love and a respect for each other. Everybody, in each section, department of the company in particular, everybody's, just A1, man, you know what I mean? Just so much to name and break it down to section. You have to really, get a chance to go to the compound and really see how it's put together. The merchandise, warehouse look like Foot Locker in that, man, you know what I mean? So everything is tick for tack, man. It's a live operation. So yeah, I appreciate being a part of Strange as a whole, yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about the new generation of artists? Are there any in particular that you're feeling?
I like Lil Wayne, of course, Young Money, they, stand at the top of the charts. So big up and respect to Lil Wayne, Cash Money, those boys, Young Money, for that matter. I pretty much just follow the game, you know what I mean? Whatever, some things I don't like everything. So I don't have no particulars, and I hate nobody getting no money, man. So each is on at the end of the day. So whatever, clever, man. Yeah.
Alright, so my last question is, now that you have Preserved out and it's in stores, now that you can go pick it up, what's next for you?
Actually, I'm in the works on, I have a label also, attached to what I'm doing in particular with Strange at the time, and Strange Lane in particular. It's called Trapdoor Entertainment, so I'm opening doors for up-and-coming artists and guys I've been working with in the past. Carleone family, Carleone gang, and a lot of guys that I independently linked with over the country over the years. Again, it's called Trapdoor Entertainment. I'm doing a compilation mixtape, so to say, with all original music on it called Supply and Demand. I'm finna release, in the next few months or something like that. So I got that in the works, and of course I'm working on my next Strange record all the time. I'm gonna keep the title under the hats for now, but yeah, man, I'm always, I'm a lab rat. So I get on the road when I had the opportunity to get on the road, but when I'm back home, this is what I do, man. Live and breathe, man, real talk.